the penis side.
Willy Lusige, KTN News, Kikuyu.
Right, so now amid accusations and claims of unfair and undeserved tax waiver, the leadership of NCBA, the institution at the center of a growing political storm, has said it's ready to pay the 350 million shillings at stake should the court determine the waiver was not deserved. Now, speaking to KTN News, NCBA argued it's unfair that this matter is now being put into context. Is this a valid concern, or is it just one of those political battlefronts that won't stand the test of time? Our business news reporter Jimmy Mbogo interrogates.
It is no longer in doubt that NCBA was awarded a tax waiver of 350 million shillings by the taxman in a matter that is now being challenged in court. But as experts now warn, the government needs to tread carefully and not push investors away due to inconsistencies in their tax policy.
Well, first of all, I'm awfully uncomfortable about the idea of politicizing revenue collection and taxation and fiscal policy generally, because it has gotten highly politicized since Sunday last week with the discussions at Jacaranda.
According to NCBA Managing Director John Gashora, the waiver was not issued in isolation, but is a standard practice for transactions of that caliber, which he noted that the bank would pay immediately should the court determine that they did not deserve the waiver.
But what I'll assure the public, and assure every Kenyan, is that should the court find that NCBA was not entitled to that waiver, now very clear, the day the court makes that determination that we were not entitled to that waiver, the following day we'll send a check of 350 million shillings. The following day, that I can promise.
The waiver, which was given at the inception of NIC and CBA to the merged entity, has been the subject of public debate between the current administration and former President Uhuru Kenyatta.
This is not the animal farm where some animals are more equal than others. This is Kenya. We are all equal. Everybody pays their portion of the tax.
On one hand, the administration withdrew cases of people who had tax evasion cases at the courts, and on the other hand, the administration is saying everybody should pay tax.
Mtu ambaye hana kitu kingine ya kufanya lazima apige mdomo. Acha wapige mdomo. Hiyo ni dunia. Sisi tunaendelea na yetu.
Now, the Kenyatas control about 13.2% of the bank, a level ownership that nearly matches the 13.25% equity that the Ndego family took in the merged entity. NIC Group shareholding got 47% in the merged entity, and CBA shareholders, including former President Uhuru Kenyatta's family, had a 53% of the merged entity. Jimmy Mbogo, KTN News.
So now about 800,000 Kenyans have defaulted on the government loan. The